Okay, people, I'm back. Tales from the Pen, part 20. Oh, yeah, part 20. Part 20 of these little clips. I probably got about 40 altogether with my lives and other things, but Tales from the Pen, part 20, coming at you. For those who are new to the channel, please go down and hit subscribe, hit the notifications, and click on the bell. Because then anytime I'm on, anytime I'm live, you'll get it. Also, for those who are new to the channel, my name is Fred. I'm from Queens, New York. And what I do on this channel is talk about my life experience in the penitentiary, amongst other things. I talk about my experiences, the stuff I've seen in my almost 16 years in jail, in prison, from Rikers Island to 9 upstate penitentiaries. So if you just stumble upon this channel, that's what I'm about. I tell stories about things that, are crazy. I try to paint a picture and bring you into my world. That's what I do. And I do it for the kids. Everybody know that. I do this for the kids. I do this for the kids who people are telling them that it's okay and prisons is fine. That's who I do it for. That's who this channel started out for. When I started this whole thing on my phone, that's what it was designed for. So my story can scare people, whether you believe them or not. I do this for the kids. I need everybody to understand it. I know it also is taken off because people, they want to know about prison and everything too, and I get that. So, my channel's for you guys too, but that's not why I started this. That's not why I started this. I started this because I seen, a lot of the same things that when I was growing up is going on still to this day out here. With this gang life, things like that. That was going on back then too. There was just not Bloods and Crips. It was just different names. Like for us, it was just the kids in my neighborhood and people that I grew up with. We all clicked up together. And it was from your neighborhood. So there was always gangs in New York. They were just called different things, different names. So I understand this. I understand the mentality. And that's why I do what I do. Because I can relate. I can relate and understand. Because the people I grew up with and when we formed our little gang, I love my hood. I love where I'm from. And I love my gang, the boys, the fellas. I love that life. I was always in the streets. I was always making negative choices and decisions. Always. From elementary school. Excuse me. From being suspended from school so many times. Before 6th grade was over. I've always just been one of them troublemaking kids. I've always just been one of those kids that your mother warned you about. I've always been one of those kids, you guys know what I'm talking about. You always had that friend that your mom, your dad, your uncle, somebody told you, stop hanging around with that guy. That was me, because I was always in trouble. Anytime something went down in my neighborhood, everyone knew that I was involved with it. Somehow, some way. And I loved it. I loved that life. As a kid. So when I see these kids running around making bad choices, bad decisions, I can relate. I can relate. It took a lot for me to wake up. It took the penitentiary for me to wake up. It took when them gates closed and slammed in my face, and I knew I couldn't come back out until the morning. I realized that it was too late. I let my love for the streets ruin my life. I let my love for the hood ruin my life. But I ruined my life. I did it. I can't blame nobody, and I won't blame nobody. When you're living a negative lifestyle, you gotta expect negative consequences. That's the way it goes. Nobody told me how rough jail was gonna be. You know, like one of my first weeks there, I realized, number one, after the first few cuttings I seen, it was like a real wake-up call for me, Rikers Island. Then when I seen dude catch a wreck, where a dude was sleeping, and they started putting Nair on his eyebrows and all through his hair. Nair is it's like shaving. It's like cream. You put it on your skin, and you take it off, and it's supposed to remove your hair. It's hair removal. This kid woke up screaming because that shit was burning. Took his eyebrows off. I said, "Wow, I wasn't prepared for this." I wasn't prepared for that. I wasn't prepared to see somebody toilet paper rolled and lit on fire. I wasn't prepared for that. But who is? Who is? I wasn't prepared, but I had to adjust. I had to adapt to my environment, and I had to become a product of it. Because like I said in the beginning, I played, my role. Went in, sat on, within like a week or so that they came in, I told you guys this, they came in and they searched under my bed, and there was a hole under my bed. If you removed a few of the tiles, no, it was a hole. Had nothing to do with me. I didn't even know it was there. But that was a lesson learned. So they got me up out of there. No dorm status for me. And labeled me an escape risk. And I didn't even know what was going on. But it taught me a lesson. And these are the lessons, stupid lessons that I was learning in jail. I learned that from now on, whatever cell I went to, wherever I went, I searched it first. Nobody told me that lesson, but I learned, and it became, that's what it was upstate, and a lot of people did it. But whatever cell I went to, forever, for the rest of my time in prison, you have to go in and you have to search the cell. Because once you're in it and they come in, just say 2 hours later with a search on the whole house, whatever's in there is yours. So you have to search it. You have to remove the lights. You have to do a bunch of things. Look everywhere that you feel that you could hide a weapon. And the Rikers Island, especially check the radiators. Because anything that they find in there, any knives, any drugs, anything in there, it's yours. You could have just moved in an hour ago. But that's a lesson that I learned. When I should have been studying for my SATs. That was a lesson that I learned. I wasn't prepared for any of that. But I had to do what I had to do. I had to get in, numerous fights, numerous wars. One war, I was in C-95. I had just got sentenced I was getting ready to go up north. They brought some upstate inmates down to the island. I guess they had court cases or whatever, because that's what happens. If you have a court case and you're upstate prisoner, they bring you to Rikers Island. And they brought in like 4 or 5 dudes. Then after, they was all right, they was cool, but after a few days, see, they was plotting. They was plotting. So they were like, so one night, a couple of them got on the gate, and matter of fact, it was option. A couple times a day, they call option, or count time. That's what it was. It was count time. They call count time. Everybody got to go in their cells. This was back then. Everyone went in their cells. Then they lock you in. They count everybody, and then they change shifts, and then they let you out. And the kid got on his gate and was like, "Whoever got phone time, don't come out your cell after when these gates open." Now, I had a little half-hour phone time, nothing crazy. So I'm like, what? And one dude said something, "Yo, what you mean?" He said, "When these gates open, if you have phone time, don't come out your cell, because the phone is ours now." Because back then on Rikers Island, inmates ran the phones. And in the daytime, everyone would get on 6 minutes. That was it. In the nighttime, only certain people touched the phone after like 6 o'clock on. Maybe even 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock on till 11. Only a few people could touch the phone. So these dudes was coming in. They was trying to take it. They said, whoever had time. I got time. So, all right, fuck it. More time then. Because I'm coming out. Took some newspaper, took some magazines. This is when I first did it. I've done this a few times, but this is the first time. Wrapped them around me. I had a couple big ace bandages, wrapped them around my body. Put my hoodie on. And when the gates opened, I came out. Me and my little man Smurf from the Bronx came out. The rest of them dudes ain't come out. Them dudes are scared. You know what I mean? It was pretty much a 4-on-2. I had 2 things. I had a piece of the window, and I had a floor tile, which was really small, but it was sharpened. You could make weapons out of anything. I had 2 of them. I was 19. I had already got sentenced. I was going upstate. Y'all ain't taking shit from me. I got caught for that. That was right in the hallway. Police pulled the pin. We was going at it. Bam, bam, bam. And it was a good thing I had those magazines on. It was a good thing I had those magazines on. The squad came in, sprayed us, fucked us up. And I ended up going up north like about a week later. What did I tell that story for? To let you see how fucking real it is. You go to jail, you're not a gangster. You go to jail, even that gangster shit you was doing in the street, you're gonna have to prove it in there. That's why when I see these kids running these streets, bugging out, doing all this stuff I'm watching in the news, I'm like, damn, they have no idea, because I didn't. I thought I knew every fucking thing. I thought I knew it all. I didn't know anything. I just knew my little area, my little hood. You know, I never really dreamt big. I never dreamt big. I dreamt my hood, my little area. I never dreamt big. I never wanted anything big. I never wanted to. I never had real big goals. And it's dumb because, you know, a lot of us live our life like that. Or a lot of us have been told in our life that we can't do something and we believed it. It's not true. It brings me to a story about elephants. So a man walks by, he sees these big grown elephant with these little ropes around his leg. When you could see easily that the elephant could get away easy if he wanted to, and he'd go. So the man asked the trainer, man, how do you do that? He says, when they're young, we put big restraints on them of the rope. And as they grow, they remember that big strain on that rope. And now, right now, they still think it's a big rope, even though it could be dental floss and they won't go anywhere. They're conditioned not to go. Now, the story's like, wow, wait a minute. That's like sometimes us as people, or some people who've been told they can't do something in life. Especially when they're young, when they're put down, you know. When they're always put down and told them that, you know, you can't do that. We're teaching them to be like these elephants. I was one of them. We're teaching them, man. This is why I do what I do. I need these kids to understand you can be anything that you want to be. It just takes some hard work and dedication. Too many of us just want things handed to us. Too many of us just want, you know, oh, let me, and I'm going to be successful. Not really understanding that a lot of the people who are successful in life, a lot of people who are successful in the, you know, in the world, all know what defeat is. All know what not being successful is. All have failed. They all got dirt on them. Because they've all failed. It's like a beautiful flower, right? You see a nice pretty rose, a pretty violet, anything like that. Understand that's beautiful, but it came from dirt. It came from nothing. And it rose to be this. But it had a little dirt on it. That's what I'm here to do. I'm here to let everybody know. I'm just here to let my youth, my nation of, you know, of youths understand and know. You can do anything that you want to be. Don't let anybody restrain you. Don't let other people's ways and actions influence your thinking. Be you. Do you. Because I wasn't me. And I made a lot of dumb choices and I made a lot of dumb decisions that almost cost me the rest of my life. I beat felony murder, which is 25 to life. I beat that top charge. Thank the Lord. Otherwise, I'd still be in jail for the rest of my life, because life is life. 25 to life means they can hold you for life. The OGs ain't tell me none of this growing up. OGs didn't tell me none of that. They didn't tell me how many lonely nights I was going to have. They didn't tell me how many tears I was going to shed in my cell. They never told me none of that. Some people made it like it was fine, it was good. They lied to me. That's why I do what I do, because I don't want these lies to get out. I want people to know and understand that the penitentiary is not a game. The penitentiary is not a joke. I've seen so many wars. I've seen people killed. I've seen movie houses get shut down. Let me explain. So in Kaksaki, back in the days, they used to have a movie house. Now, in this movie house is what it was. They used to play, like, you know, videos that just came out or whatever, you know what I mean? A lot of people who came in the mid-90s didn't even know that there was a movie house there. My little man Mikey got into something with somebody on the handball court. Kid was talking shit. Nothing real crazy. Wasn't nothing. But Mikey wasn't one of those type dudes. So he was like, yo, I don't like that dude. I'm going to get him. We go to the movie house. Like that weekend. Guess who's sitting right in front of us? Yeah. Big mouth. Lights went dark and shit got bloody. Police came because there was a couple of them. They tried, so, they took a few of us. But one of the police swore that he saw him pass me the weapon. He swore this and said that he saw me put it up my ass. Oh, yeah. In case you didn't know that. Especially with razors. You hook up like a matchbook type thing with a little black tape. After you use it, you put it back in there and you cheek it. You stick it up your ass. Wait, what? Oh, geez, ain't telling you that. Stick it up your ass. So when they come and search you, they can't find it. And even with the Magnite, can't find it. Because you don't want to cut somebody with the blood and put it in your mouth. So you had some type of contraption. When you did it, boom, right up your ass. Suitcase of sorts. So he swore that I did that. So they took me and they put me in what's called an observation cell. Where they sat there, stripped me, gave me a hospital gown. No toilet, no nothing in there. Nothing's in there. They give you a bedpan. If you have to shit, that's where you do it because they want you to shit that razor out. Or if they think you have drugs, maybe, some people, however you with the drugs, they're swallowing balloons and the police would catch them on a visit. They throw them in the observation cell. In a couple of days, they'll shit it out. They'll get it. There's no running water in the cell. There is nothing in the cell. Nothing. Not even a mattress. Nothing is in the cell. And they give you a bedpan. After 72 hours, nothing came out my ass. And they had to let me go. The OGs didn't tell me all this shit. They didn't tell me I'd be putting anything on my ass. Is this what you want to go through? To all you kids out there? Is this how you want to live your life? Keeping weapons in your ass? Shit don't even make sense. Stay your ass in school. It's one of my mottos right there. Stay your ass in school. Be something. Do something with your life. Don't be like me. Thank God a little weapon was the only thing that ever went in my ass. But there's other people who can't say the same thing. Other people who can't say the same thing. Other people went in there, men came out women in their minds. Some people went in straight thug men, came out different. Not a joke, not a game. This type stuff happens. It is a jungle in there, a zoo within a zoo. And I tried to talk to people to let them know. I try to talk to my youth. I try to talk to some of these kids so they understand. It's not a game. And I refuse to do it. I won't go back. Y'all see what shit say? Y'all see what that says? Never again. Never again. You see the chain? It's not a game for me. I ain't playing. Never again. I've seen too much. And I wish I kind of had somebody like me to let me know. Bro, you ain't doing the right thing. And this is what could happen to you. I mean, I had people my whole life tell me you're going to end up dead or in jail. For that. But they never let me know these other stories I'm telling you. They never told me any of this stuff. They never told me I would be walking around with a bleach bottle in Visine. Bleach in Visine. So when some of these big dudes act up, I spray them with that bleach. Now we even. They ain't tell me none of this. They ain't tell me I was going to be fighting for my life numerous occasions. They didn't tell me people were going to try to stab me. They didn't tell me that this dude I'm fighting right here has a razor and has been trying to cut my face. All stories, all still to come on the future Tales from the Pen editions. They never told me any of this shit. So this is why I do what I do. This is why I have 20 parts to this. This is why. My message needs to get out there. It's not a game. There's nothing about prison fun in the game. It's horrible. It's disgusting food. It's being around men all damn day. It's about watching your back because you don't know who's trying to cut you, stab you in this cutthroat world that we're living in called prison. It was a horrible way to live, a horrible existence. And this is why I do what I do. Because I hope my experience can help others. Because you know my motto, people. Experience is the greatest teacher. But somebody else's experience could be just as valuable if you pay attention and listen. And on that note, people, Fred White, signing off.